How are you doing? It is Monday and it's getting a little closer to the holidays, and people are getting a little bit more stressed. So I thought I'd hop on and talk about how allergies are related to stress. So I call it like the stress effect. So when you have allergies, your body's under stress. And when you're under stress, it can worsen your allergy symptoms. So I don't know if you are experiencing anything like that at all, but it's definitely a common thing. So, for example, stress can affect every part of your body, your digestive system, your immune system. Um, Obviously, an obvious one that I can give you in terms of an example is your gut. So when you're stressed out, it creates an imbalance in your gut. So just think of when you have to do a presentation in front of a large audience and you get nervous. And sometimes you have to run to the bathroom. That is a stress response. And sometimes you have to go to the bathroom a few times because you're so stressed. Now, stress can also have the opposite effect. Instead of going to the bathroom, it can constipate you, right? Now, if you've got allergies and you have some stress happening, the body releases something called adrenaline, which helps your body deal with stress. What that does is it triggers the release of more histamine. So if you are stressed and have allergies, that's one of the reasons why your reactions can be worse or more intense, because now there's more histamines released into the bloodstream, setting your body up, up for disaster, basically. Now, the other dilemma is if you have a lot of chronic stress, what happens in this case is you also have to deal with cortisol. So, cortisol over time can lead to a weakening of your stress glands, and we call it like adrenal fatigue as nutritionists. So, when that happens, the hormonal system is affected, right? And when one hormonal system is affected, they all become affected. So, the immune system is another system as a result. So, what happens is just like you get more tired and more fatigued, the same thing happens to your immune system. So, it's no longer able to keep up with anything that it has to deal with. Think of viruses, um, bacteria, any of the things that is really its job, right? So, if it can't do that, that means the virus can spread, the bacteria can spread, parasites have more of a party. Um, and that in turn weakens your immune system even further and stresses out your body even further. So, as an example, in this scenario, whenever you take a vacation or whenever it's the Christmas holidays, right? When all the stress goes away and you can finally sit down and relax, do you find you get sick? And that's because everything literally shuts down, even your immune system, because it just can't. And that's more or less what happens, unfortunately. So you may be aware, but you may not be. There's a lot of different herbs and different things that people can take to help support themselves when they are stressed, right? And maybe reduce some of the symptoms. So there's magnesium, which is a stress mineral, B6, which is the stress vitamin. Always take that with B complex. There's also different herbs. So you're looking at things like astragalus, ashwagandha, holy basil, rhodiola, licorice root. There is also some of the mushrooms like reishi is a good for responding to stress. So those are some of the things that you can take internally. Now, other things that might be helpful, meditate. And people say, oh, I'm not good at that. I tried it, it doesn't work. No one's ever perfect with it, right? It's a process. So the key is maybe just sit for 5 minutes Close your eyes and breathe and just focus on breathing and allow yourself to calm down, right? That's all you need to do. And it's free. Other things that people can do is take a walk, right? Take a break, go outside, get into nature, listen to the birds, listen to um, the trees and the wind, and just clear your mind, right? Some people, if you're in a warm area, you can put your feet in the ocean and put your feet in the beach. That'll de-stress you, right? Um, your pets are often really good for that too. Then some people like to do their yoga, right? A lot of people don't realize that yoga is not just an exercise, it's also like a spiritual grounding process, right? Which reminds me, if you're going to walk out in nature and the temperature is good, walk barefoot. They call it earthing. Um, what else am I thinking of? Oh, yes, this is what I do. Acupuncture. So it helps relax the nervous system and put your body back into rest and repair mode, right? That's why a lot of people, when I do acupuncture, they will actually fall asleep on my table. The other thing that's very important as well is food. So there's things that help you and things that don't help you. So, especially this time of year, there's a lot more sugar, there's a lot more alcohol, there's a lot more caffeine, right? You might be eating foods you don't normally eat, such as more fried, greasy foods. So, all the vegetable oils that you heat, all of them are toxic, right? They really mess up your immune system. So, whenever possible, get in a few extra veggies and fruits to at least help give your body what it needs to function. Trying to think of whether I've missed anything else here that might be helpful. Oh, yes, this is a good one too. So, exercise, but don't overdo it, right? It helps blow off steam. However, it also creates its own form of stress. So the key is don't exercise intently for like an hour, you know? If you are overstressed, do short things, right? Some people will do rebounding or some people will do hit training and you only need to do it for like 10 minutes, right? So hit training is high intensity interval training. So you just raise your heart up for short periods of time and stop. Um, those are some of the things that you can do to help support your body when it comes to stress and to help lower that allergy stress effect. Okay. So have a great rest of your Monday.